in good shape, but farther north and west might not be.
It's interesting to see the seasons change right before our eyes in just a couple of days.
By the hour, it seems, yes.
Yeah. Well, we know you're staying on top of that. So while you're doing that, we're going to, make sure that we're making our weekend plans. And of course, with those cooler temperatures on the way, we'll just stay inside. Yeah. Sounds good to me. All right. Well, while you're inside getting cozy on the couch, of course, you have to have something to watch ahead of the big Super Bowl.
And this is why we have film critic Dale Pollack joining us live every Friday. He is here to tell us what to watch and offer his weekly reviews. Good morning, Dale.
Good morning. It's nice to see the whole team back.
Yes, I know.
We're getting the band back together, Dale.
We did. We are here. And it's always great to see you, Dale. So first up today, let's talk about Knock at the Cabin. This is in theaters for folks to go and see.
Right. And this is the newest film by M. Night Shyamalan, who, of course, did the great horror films, The Sixth Sense, Signs. He's been doing this now for almost 30 years. He's got the genre down pretty much. And this is actually his best film in a while. And the reason is the very good acting, in particular by Dave Bautista, who we know from Guardians of the Galaxy. He's the big tattooed guy. He proves to be a very sensitive actor in this piece. And it's got a unique premise. Four individuals show up at a same-sex couple's house. They also have a daughter. And they say they're basically the four horsemen of the apocalypse. And if someone in the house doesn't sacrifice himself, the world is going to come to an end. So no big stakes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And he carries off this premise pretty well. Only at the very end, and this has been a problem for him in his recent films, he doesn't really know how to end them. And the ending is unsatisfying in this, but the rest of it is pretty good, which is why I'm giving it 3 popcorns.
Wow, Dale. And I will say, I've been seeing these commercials for this for a long time now. But it's interesting to say, because I know the lead actor, Bautista, I forgot his first name, but he plays Drax, like you said, in Guardians of the Galaxy. He said that he wants to actually step away from some of those Avenger roles in Marvel movies to get into more of these serious roles. So you think he does a good job here?
I do. I think he shows he has real talent as an actor, not just a presence.
All right, well, might be interesting to see. But there's also something on Paramount Plus that's catching your attention. It's called The Offer. What can you tell us about this one?
This is my favorite series of the year so far. I loved it. I'm a film buff, and this is about the making of The Godfather back in the early 1970s and the incredible troubles and travails the director, Francis Ford Coppola, and particularly the producer, whose name is Al Ruddy. And I was a movie producer for years. I know the job really well. He is glorified as a producer. I wish I could have had the power he seems to have. But Miles Teller gives a very good performance as Al Ruddy, the guy who really held The Godfather together. We see the casting of the movie. Giovanni Ribisi is terrific as Joe Colombo, the real-life gangster who intrudes onto this story. And the series, which is 10 episodes, so it's a long one, is very gratifying if you love movies. If you don't, this isn't your series.
Okay.
But if you love being in the theater, you love seeing how movies are created and the struggles it takes to bring them to the screen, then The Offer is maybe the best series I've ever seen about actually making movies.
Okay, that sounds good. What was your popcorn rating, Dale?
4 popcorns. It goes as high as I can go. And again, great performances, particularly also by an actress named Juno Temple, who gained a lot of fame from Ted Lasso. She is terrific in this as Al Ruddy's assistant.
Oh, I like her a lot, too. That's going to be a really good one. Anything Ted and Lasso related, I'm on board with. So the next one that we have, the final one, Dale, I haven't heard this one before. Fleischman is in Trouble on Hulu. Talk about that.
Yeah, this is a new series that stars Jesse Eisenberg, an actor who's been around for a number of years. This is the first time he's done anything on television, I believe. And he plays a doctor who was newly divorced. His ex-wife is Claire Danes, and we come to find out why she does the divorce, and it's a sobering moment. And it's really about a single dad in New York City who's pretty neurotic. Jesse Eisenberg plays neurotic well. He's done it a lot in his career. And the series, is both funny and it's also moving, and great performances by everyone around, especially Claire Danes from My So-Called Life. Remember her as a teenager. She is his ex-wife. in this film, and she gives one of the most harrowing episodes about mental illness that I have ever seen. So Fleischman in Trouble is a challenging series. It's both funny, but it makes you think. And I think that's why it's successful and has drawn an audience on Hulu. And it's why I'm giving it 4 popcorns.
Okay.
Wow, Dale, I watched this as well, actually. I watched the whole series. I know I don't watch many things, but I did not love the ending. Dale, do you think that they wrapped it up together? It kind of dragged at the end. We were getting kind of annoyed.
I completely agree. I also felt annoyed. But, you know, let's see what they do. I believe it's coming back for a second season.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
So hopefully they'll be able to deal with some of the problems they had at the end of the series. I
Okay.
agree. But I think the characters are strong and merit another season.
Okay, and the way it ended, now it does make sense that they could continue, and I don't want to give it away, but it.
No, tell us,
no,
tell us.
No. I'm
Fully
gonna watch this
intrigued now.
weekend.
It would make
Yes.
sense. Well,
Every series wants to give themselves an escape hatch so that just in case they're picked up again, the story can continue.
Oh, okay, that's a good point. The acting, superb. So I do agree with your 4 popcorns there.
Okay.
Dale, great to see you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Options for the weekend for
Yeah.
sure, you guys. And here are those titles once again, in case you missed any. They're on your screen now. Knock at the Cabin in movie theaters, The Offer on Paramount Plus, and Fleischman is in Trouble on Hulu. To see more reviews from Dale, just visit his website. It's on your screen now, dalempollack.com, and be sure to catch him every Friday right here on The Local Vibe. All right, have a good weekend, Dale.